Hey everybody, how you doing? It's time for the podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Vergecast, the flagship podcast of the Verge.
That's not what this is.
Nope, it's the WULFF Den Podcast. Gotcha.
Hey,
Gotcha.
You thought. Anyway,
But you're not. It's just our dumbasses.
it's just our dumbasses. Hello, how you doing? Good to see ya. Hi, it's us.
Yep.
So much today. What a wild and wacky week.
It's been a
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. There's
a lot of news, but like not all of it.
It's a lot of little things.
Big, you know.
It's a lot of little things, not anything big and groundbreaking that happened. There was a Sony State of Play.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, pretty decent.
Yeah, not a bad one.
My expectations for a State of Play are ground floor,
I know.
bare minimum.
I know.
So I actually quite enjoyed this one a little bit.
Yeah,
I was like in and out of watching it live.
I didn't watch it live, but I caught the recaps and I saw all the game announcements and stuff. And there's some good titles in there.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. Yeah. That being said, a lot of third-person action games with swords and guns.
That seems to be
Mostly swords.
Sony's thing, you know?
And
in general.
the thing that people are most excited about for some reason. That being said, I'm pretty excited about some of these third-person action games with swords and guns.
Yeah.
Not all of them. A lot of these games look the same.
Yeah, I know. But, you know, the ones that look good,
they look
pretty good.
We got a whole lot of Sony news.
We have a lot of Sony news.
A little tinge of Xbox
some
news.
Xbox news. Of course, some Switch 2 news, which may or may not be good for people. It's mostly, one of them people aren't going to like, and one of them people might be interested in. We got the return of everybody's favorite notable idiot. We'll get to that. And
a whole bunch of doodads.
A whole bunch of crap.
Yes. Kit Free, thanks for the 4 months over on Twitch. Hey, you should go to wolfdenapparel.com and check out some stuff like this shirt.
Yeah.
This mug. Because I crunched some numbers, Will, let me tell you.
Is that why you're wearing the glasses?
We are losing money.
Oh, God. Is that why?
The merch does not make money at all.
Is that why you didn't pay me for last month?
That's because of your performance. It's February. It's not February. That was January. Whoopsies.
All right. You can do it after the show. I'm in no rush.
Oh, I'm already doing it. All right. Well, I guess the first news is the State of Play.
Yeah. Let's just dive right into it.
Dive right into it. What's the first one while I pay you?
So this is Polygon's rundown of the State of Play. We'll start at the top. Monster Hunter Wilds. New trailer for it. Be out February 28th. Next up, a game you're interested in, Shinobi, The Art of Vengeance, coming August 28th.
I gotta go to it.
Game looks rad.
This is the 2D one?
Yes.
I'm confused because there is Shinobi 3.
Yes.
Aren't they remaking that? That was one of the games that Sega was doing a new thing with.
Well, I think if you watch the trailer, it's got big Shinobi 3 vibes to it.
Yeah, I
down to the hoverboard section.
Yeah, there's like some levels that straight up look ripped from Shinobi 3.
I don't think this is a Shinobi 3 remake situation. I think this is more of a
it said from the creators of Streets of Rage 4.
Yes.
Those are the people who were making the one that when Sega did their little, look at all these games we're remaking, they said that the Streets of Rage 4 people were making a Shinobi game.
Yes, that's this.
Okay, so this is the Shinobi game.
Yes, it's not.
That's why I was confused.
Yeah, it's not a Shinobi 3 remake. I think it's more along the lines of it's the same team, what they did with Shredder's Revenge, which was in a sense, it took a lot from the original Ninja Turtles games, the original arcade games, and like just remix it to like a new format.
Okay.
Like some of the levels are named similarly, some of them are designed similarly, but like it's a whole new like aesthetic, whole new style. So that's what I think it is.
I love Shinobi 3.
Yeah.
It's an incredible game. I've never played another good Shinobi game. So I even there was a 3DS remake.
Yes.
That is not good.
Yes. I mean, this is from a studio with a proven track record. So hopefully this lives up to the expectations. I think Limited Run Games is already like releasing like the physical version, or like it's already up for pre-order. So if you,
I'm down.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good. There is a lot of potential for it to go wrong because I have played other similar games. It doesn't need to be Shinobi 3. It's okay if it takes some cues from it and does its own thing. I'm totally fine with that. I was just confused because I was expecting a Shinobi 3 remake,
right?
Because they made it seem like they were just remaking games.
Yeah,
but it seems like that might not be the case.
Yeah,
they were just making modern versions of these older IPs.
Yeah.
So this is one of those Sega games that they said we're redoing these games or bringing back these IPs.
Correct.
This is one of those
part of that initiative. Yes.
Yeah. Have we seen anything else? Like, have we gotten this much of a look at anything else? We've gotten very small snippets of other stuff.
We got small snippets of Jet Set Radio.
Yes. Did we get any real trailers? Like, this was a real trailer.
No. So we got snippets of that. We got snippets of Virtual Fighter, because they're slowly like trying to bring that back, and then just general.
But okay. So we just got at the Game Awards like a big reveal trailer for Virtual Fighter,
right? But it wasn't like
also the Sega initiative.
That's also part of it, but that wasn't like a full on gameplay trailer. Like we didn't see like the combatants and like gameplay footage or anything like that,
right?
But that wasn't part of the initial announcement, but that's still part of this whole new wave of like. Yeah, this is it.
So this is the trailer. Apparently, it was Tokyo. The Game Awards. It was the Game Awards. 2023.
Yes, where they announced all the games they were going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there, Jet Set Radio, and then
it's very quick.
This is Streets of Rage, a 3D Streets of Rage.
Okay, and then this
then there's Shinobi.
We just saw. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's making a lot more sense now.
Yeah, and I think there was one more they showed. And then this is Golden Axe.
Golden Axe, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi, yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, so Virtual Fighter.
Virtual Fighter was not in this.
That must be the and more.
Yeah, that was the and more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a name for this? No, just See, now, the GameSpot called it remakes.
Right.
Yeah. Which is why I'm confused, because, like, this is not really a remake. It's just they're just bringing back the IP, which is fine. I'm fine with that.
So, because I think back then we didn't know the full extent of what they were doing, but like now we have a more clear picture. So this is not Shinobi 3 remake.
I still don't have a full picture, but we are getting
we have
closer.
A better understanding. Yeah. This is not Shinobi 3 remake. This is Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
Yeah, and this might be the one that I was most interested in.
Yeah.
So this is a game from that. Yes. So I'm excited for that.
All right. Next up, more Sega stuff. Sonic Racing Crossworlds, February 21st. Oh, that's for a closed network test. Still looks good. These are like the only good Mario Kart knockoffs, which I know is not saying much, but you know what? It comes close enough. Next up, Digimon Story Time Stranger. This is a big deal for a lot of people.
Oh,
not me.
Yeah, I'm not interested in Sonic Racing, really, because if I need to play a kart game,
I know, but like of all like the kart racers, like that's the only one that like comes close to being like good.
I know people like that game for some reason. I don't. I just think they like Sonic.
Well, yeah. Digimon Storytime Stranger.
Yeah, people were interested in this because I think the last Digimon game people were really disappointed in, and my understanding was this is what they wanted out of that last Digimon game.
Okay.
So I don't really know anything about Digimon games.
Yeah, man, like I mean, we were Pokemon kids. We didn't need this.
Yeah, this always felt like the B-side.
Well, because
Pokemon.
These games, like back in the day, they were on PlayStation.
We watched the anime, I thought it was cool. I thought it was like the edgier Pokemon.
You had like the Tamagotchi thing.
Yeah, I liked Digimon at the time. I just never played any of the games.
Right. So next up,
also, they got some really cool Digimon designs.
They do. Yes. The theme song does kick ass. Okay, I'll give you that.
I got a lot of good things to say about Digimon. Yes. I just don't give a shit about the games. I barely give a shit about Pokemon games.
Next game, Lost Soul Aside, coming out on our dad's birthday.
This and that's February 19th. I definitely remembered that.
Yes.
This looks like AAA slop. This looks like Final Fantasy.
Yeah. So, I mean, is it Square Enix? Does it say in the trailer?
It's Square, I'll tell you that. I don't think it does. I didn't see a developer at all.
All right.
Oh, right in the beginning. China Hero Project?
Okay.
No idea.
Oh, it's a Sony Interactive Entertainment, so it's a first party.
Oh, they must be publishing it.
Maybe, yeah. All right, next up, Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Demo comes out. Demo's out.
Yeah, I saw people playing this already.
Yeah.
Fun little time. People like Yakuza.
People like the Yakuza games, but like this looks like it's taken the wackiness of it to like a whole new level because you're a modern day pirate.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Speaking of Yakuza, Ichiban's Holiday is a DLC for Dave the Diver, which includes Yakuza characters for the game. I gotta play Dave the Diver. I've heard it's like
people love Dave
really
the Diver.
Cool. WWE 2K25 is coming on March 14th to PS4 and PS5. Borderlands 4 is coming September 22nd, as revealed in the state of play.
This kind of, I might play this game.
Okay.
I know you hate Gearbox. I also hate Gearbox.
It's not that I hate Gearbox. I hate Borderlands specifically.
Okay.
So
I might be too old for this.
Yeah.
I think that the humor of the original Borderlands might be for younger me.
Yeah.
You know, the claptrap does get pretty fucking annoying.
Oh, does he? Oh, now all of a sudden cranky old Will doesn't seem like too much of a curmudgeon anymore.
But I need a good looter shooter, and we're not getting any of those.
Because maybe the idea is a bad idea.
Oh, it was good. It was good in the original Borderlands.
The
looting and shooting.
Sure. Split Fiction, Hazlight Studios' upcoming co-op game. It just showed off the story trailer.
So I need to play the last one. What the hell was it?
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two. I need to play It Takes Two. I liked A Way Out a lot.
Right.
This I want to play it because I love the idea of a co-op focused game, like you playing with somebody else, split screen the whole time. I'm not like that invested in like the type of game that it looks like it is.
I don't even know what type of game it's like supposed to be. It's like
I just mean like the world is like, it just seems like a generic sci-fi thing.
Okay.
You know, like It Takes Two was like this cute little like dollhouse thing, you know, and A Way Out had this like cool like crime story, and this just seems like a generic sci-fi situation. Otherwise, my understanding of these types of games is that there's a lot of different gameplay elements in it. Like it's not just like an action game. You're doing like a lot of different things in it, which is also what intrigues me.
I mean, it also looks like from the trailer, you're not just in like some weird generic sci-fi setting. It looks like you go to like a fantasy setting and like other different worlds and stuff.
Yeah, it looks like every setting in it looks like AAA slop.
Right. Well, I mean, these games, like, they do have like complex stories that go along with it. Like It Takes Two, like you were saying, it's a funny little cutesy game. It's a story about divorce. So so there must be more going on to this than just, maybe that's the point. Maybe it's supposed to look generic in order to tell its story better. You know, I don't know.
Wood is in the chat. He says he's locked for Borderlands, by the way. And he says the humor is overrated, but the gameplay is fun. And I'd like to point out that we have shared ban info with other creators. Like we'll be able to see if they were banned in other people's chats. Often people are banned in Scootish's chat. He bans like everybody.
Yeah.
Wood has been banned in Scootish's chat. Says it on here. I don't know what the fuck that's about.
There must be a reason.
What the hell? Why is he in?
Why Mr. Beat 'em Ups Esquire was banned from somebody else's chat.
That's so weird. I've never seen so much facial hair on Twitch. You are not watching the right channel.
Yeah, no.
Directive 8020.
Story of a brave astronauts in Cassiopeia. Cool.
AAA slap.
Five Nights at Freddy's, The Secret of Mimic.
Triple I slap.
Yeah. The Midnight Walk, a handcrafted dark fantasy adventure coming to PS5 and PSVR on May 8th.
This is what I need. I need some unique stylizations. This looks like claymation.
There's good art direction. There's good style. This looks like it could be a great VR experience.
Yeah.
And in fact, it's coming to regular ass PS5 is also good, so you can still experience it without the gate of another $500 accessory.
See, we can be excited for 12 frames per second.
Yeah. Darwin's Paradox.
So this is a stealth Konami game.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Darwin's Paradox. It seems like a side scroller.
Yeah.
You play as a colorful octopus, stealthing through the world. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's like a cartoony like vibe.
Got it. Okay.
But it looks cool.
Yeah. Kind of like
it is a 2D stealth game.
Mark of the Ninja type thing. I can get behind that. Next up, Warriors Abyss, out now for PS4 and PS5. Okay.
AAA slop.
Yep.
Am I wrong?
Classic AAA slop though. Onimusha 2: Samurai's Destiny, being released on May 23rd. This is a remaster of the PS2 game.
I didn't even see this until today when I went back through it. And I was like, Onimusha 2. Why are they acting like this is a new game?
No, it's because this is the first time it's been re-released since the original. It's never been on a system other than PS2.
It's an HD remake, and it doesn't look like it was like anything was remade. This looks exactly like it did.
Because when they re-released the original Onimusha, like same thing. They just like up-converted it. It wasn't. Yeah. It's not like a Resident Evil 2 remake. It's just like a high-end port, a remaster.
Right. It's like you're playing it in an emulator. That's
which is like. You know what? Honestly, like I'll take it. Like Onimusha games are good. This one's kind of like the forgotten one. Not that it was bad. It's just like it didn't star the main guy from 1 and 3.
Isn't this the one we had?
No, we had the first one.
Oh, okay.
This one didn't star the main guy from 1 and 3. And it's like, so it kind of gets lost in the shuffle, but it's cool that they're bringing it back. Maybe they'll remaster the third game, and hopefully it doesn't take 8 years to do it, because there's like 8 years between this and the remaster of the first game.
Okay. That's not the exciting Onimusha.
No, the exciting Onimusha is
new Onimusha.
Way of the Sword, a brand new game coming out next year. It stars a new protagonist, Miyamoto Musashi, who is an actual real life human being.
Oh.
Like he existed.
Okay.
And that's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is
he helped in the development.
No, the facial capture that they use, the face of so the Onimusha series always gets like Japanese actors to use their face in the game. The face they use for this character is legendary Japanese samurai actor and notable dead person Toshiro Mifune.
Oh.
He's like from all like Akira Kurosawa's great films, like Seven Samurai, Yojimbo, Rashomon, like that guy.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I guess they signed a deal with like his family's estate or whatever to use his likeness as Miyamoto Musashi, who I should point out, Toshiro Mifune has played Miyamoto Musashi in a movie before. So.
And that confuses me, because if he's a real person, why is he fighting zombies?
I mean, it's historical fiction.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, okay. Like Abe Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. What was that?
Exactly. Yeah. Vampire Hunter. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I mean, I saw some comments online like this raises a question, like, using a dead actor for like.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, it's especially weird in movies. It just why? It just doesn't. Why would you do that here? I know.
This is you don't need.
Yeah,
well, if he's played the character before, maybe.
Right, but I don't think it didn't need to specifically be Toshiro Mifune.
Yeah.
And like, to be honest, the guy who plays the main character in Onimusha 2 from back in the PlayStation 2, that face is also based on a previously deceased actor. Like he was dead before Onimusha 2 came out.
Oh, so that's like their thing.
Yeah.
Like when you go to Moe's and they're only playing music by dead people.
Yeah. No. But I guess like back then it was like a novelty and like, it was like thought of a one-off thing. Like now that we have like Tarkin in movies, well after Peter Cushing is dead.
And like actors have been in movies for years and they've been doing facial caption stuff. Back then, having an actor in a movie was like a huge deal. Like I think it was Onimusha 3 had
Jean Reno.
And we're like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He was like on the cover.
Yeah.
But now that's like common.
Yeah. So whatever. That's something to think about for your philosophy class.
I'm interested in that game.
Yeah.
Because of Onimusha. I don't know if I'm ever gonna play it. Let's be real.
I will definitely put it in my wish list, and when it's on sale, I will checking it out. A game I don't know if I'm gonna get at launch though. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
I'm pretty sure it's launching on Steam as well.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm getting this at launch.
The big thing is this was the release date announcement. It's August 28th.
I actually didn't watch this trailer in full because that intro. Is that how the game starts? I'm pretty sure this is how Metal Gear Solid 1 starts.
Yeah, no, that's not how the game. The game starts with a parachute jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is. I don't remember this in Metal Gear Solid 3.
I think that's later in the game. I remember like stuff like this in the game.
Okay.
So yeah, this comes out the same day as Shinobi though. What are you gonna play?
This is a long thing. Shinobi, that'll be a little quicker.
Yeah.
I think I could manage dancing between both of them.
Yeah.
This is like a sit down, gotta play this for a few hours at a time. The other one's like a jump in, jump out kind of thing.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not, I don't love the idea of Metal Gear without Kojima.
Yeah.
But so far, this looks like it's got the wacky.
Yeah.
The original one had. It's not. I don't have confidence that it's going to be the same kind of wacky that Kojima has, where it's like overly serious a lot of times, and then sometimes you get a weird thing, and you're like, it's like jarring how weird and wacky it is because everything's so serious in the world. But I mean, this is a game that's already existed, so they're just trying to readapt it for a modern age,
but it would be interesting to see like if they could capture the vibe. Like it's a very specific vibe, and if like one thing is off, you're gonna know it.
Yeah, and that's a vibe that I've only ever seen in Kojima games.
Yeah.
A lot of Japanese stuff has that though, where it's like overly serious, and every once in a while you get like a weird, like a weird silly thing. So I don't know. Is this even? I don't even think. Is this even being developed by a Japanese developer?
Yeah, it's Konami. It's Konami internal. Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure the director is not Japanese.
Oh, I don't know. I do want to point while you're looking that up. We saw in the trailer that the apes from Ape Escape are back.
I did see that.
That's only in the PlayStation 5 and the Steam version of the game. In the Xbox version, it's going to be Bomberman.
Wait, so Steam you get Ape Escape?
Yes.
I want Bomberman, though.
I know, right?
Do we get to see that?
No, like they just teased it. Because like at the end of this trailer, they show like the ape and stuff on the Xbox YouTube channel. It's like a silhouette of Bomberman, and it's like coming soon.
I want that.
I
man.
know.
That sounds so cool. Am I gonna buy this game twice?
I mean, maybe.
It just says it's being developed by Konami, so maybe I'm wrong about that. But I remember hearing like a talk from the director, and I thought it was like an American guy. I'm getting that fucked up. Snake versus Bomberman, a crossover with Konami's own Bomberman series.
There you go. All right. Next up, Hell Is Us gets a release date September 4th.
So,
I remember this game looking cool.
Yeah. The name is very funny.
Yeah.
This looks like a ripoff of Death Stranding.
Yes.
But there's like hack and slash combat.
Mm-hmm.
Like Souls-like hack and slash like combat. And I kind of like it. I'm kind of into it.
Yeah,
Even though it is just kind of a knockoff. Like the visual styles are knocked off of Death Stranding.
Yeah.
I'm kind of into it.
Yeah, I mean, like sometimes like it doesn't have to be like a wholly original thing. If like they could take what was good about a previous work and like spin it in their own way, like I can get behind that,
Yeah. I'm interested in this.
Yeah.
It's got those sort of weird that I like.
Yeah. All right, all you Pinocchio fans, Lies of P Overture, the prequel was announced for PS4 and PS5. Get ready for all you sexy Pinocchio fans out there.
I didn't know this was a prequel. I thought this was DLC.
No, yeah, it says it's a prequel.
People really liked Lies of P.
Yep, I just can't go over the fact that it's a Pinocchio-ass game.
love that. I kind of wanted to play it just because it's Pinocchio. You're playing as Pinocchio.
Oh,
it's a Souls-like Pinocchio.
Dreams of Another from Pixel Junk.
This is a weird looking like indie sort of game.
Yes.
Apparently you shoot your gun and it builds the world.
Okay.
Bullets build the world.
Interesting.
So it's thoughtful. It's
yes.
the opposite of what usually happens.
It's got depth. It means something. God damn it.
Yes. That's one thing. That's I gotta go back to Kojima and his games.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to kill anybody.
That's true.
One of the rare games where you can get through the whole game without killing a single person, and they reward you. They say, "Here you go."
Yeah.
Like it's like a thing in the game, and it's like a story beat. Like you don't like violence is not always the answer. You can do something else in the
Next up, Days Gone Remastered, coming April 25th to the PS5. Of all the games that people wanted to like remaster for PS5,
this is the last on the list.
Exactly.
No one fucking
and like I don't this game like I know has a cult following, and it mostly it mostly got that cult following when it came to Steam, because people actually bought it on Steam and played it.
When it launched, people weren't too jazzed about it.
No,
like, it didn't review well, and people weren't that excited about it.
But like I guess they're trying again.
I do remember when it came out on Steam, people all of a sudden acted like they liked it.
Like, that's what I mean, yeah. But like, did you?
Yeah, I don't know. But there's more to this, right?
Yeah. Do you want to just cut right to that? All right. Okay. So there, of course, with Days Gone comes controversy. Apparently, Days Gone Remastered, $10 PS5 upgrade, not available for redemption via PlayStation Plus. Sony has confirmed. So, little backstory: if you already own the original Days Gone, you can pay $10 and get the remastered version, similar to what they did with Horizon. However, Sony has confirmed that the $10 upgrade to the remastered version on PS5 is only available to those who own the PlayStation 4 disc or a digital copy of Days Gone. Game redemptions via subscription services like PlayStation Plus, therefore, are not eligible for the $10 upgrade to the PS5 remaster. Days Gone was also available on the now defunct PlayStation Plus collection and was an essential monthly game in April 2021. This means that those who own Days Gone via PlayStation Plus will have to pay the full $49.99 to play this new version of the game.
That sucks.
This is why I bought Ghost of Tsushima PS5 physically, because they did this shit to me with Ghost of Tsushima, because I claimed the PS Plus version of the game, which isn't even the full game. It's some like multiplayer demo.
Yep.
I had to pay the full $50 to get the PS5 version.
There should be an upgrade thing.
Yes.
It should be a little like I understand that you can't perpetually give people paid upgrades for free for getting the game for free or part of a subscription service. Like
I understand
that. But charging the full price when they already have the game, they already own it.
They already had the game. They paid for the game with their monthly subscription fee to you.
You should give them a break. Give them a little bit of a discount.
It's ridiculous.
It usually works that way.
Yeah, but like no, Sony's got this like weird, almost draconian upgrade policy, or like just game licensing policy in general.
I don't know if they know about this. like I think that's
how could they not?
I think that Sony's like digital storefront is so botched that there's no one person that like has a grasp on how all of this shit works and will break eventually. Like giving games out as part of a subscription and then upgrading them later on, like there should be tools in place for what to do there.
Yeah.
Everything should be structured a little better.
Yeah.
Right now it's extremely chaotic because I don't think there's one person at Sony who like has a grasp on it.
Well, I think because they wanted it to be like a clean break between console generations.
Yeah.
PS4 and the PS5. You got your PS4 games, you got your PS5 games. Then for some reason, they looked over at Xbox, and Xbox is like, it just transfers over. You can upgrade for free. We got it all figured out.
Yeah, because I think there's a guy at Xbox who's in charge of all that stuff.
Yeah, like they understand like the reality of the world we live in, where like you buy a product, everything carries over, and it just upgrades to the latest version of said product.
And Microsoft knows how to run a digital storefront.
Yeah. Sony must have seen that and was like, should we do that?
Sony doesn't know how to do user experience, user interface, and they don't know how to run a digital storefront.
Yeah.
And neither does Nintendo.
Yeah, so just wait for the Switch.
I tried to see if I owned a game on the Switch the other day. It's a fucking nightmare. And you have to go into the eShop, and it's slow as hell. The eShop. The rest of the Switch is fine, but the eShop is a disaster.
I'm glad we're at the end of the Switch life cycle, so we can just be honest with each other. The eShop on the Switch is atrocious.
It's horrible.
It's awful. It's so slow. It's so buggy. Nothing is where you want it to be. It's amazing it was as successful as it was because it sucks.
Yeah. And it's amazing we allowed that to be like that. We weren't complaining from the very beginning. I think we were just expecting less from Nintendo.
Probably.
The other storefronts on their past consoles also were not good.
No. But at least the one on the Wii had music.
Yeah. This comes up all of the time. People are upset the home screen doesn't have music and that the eShop doesn't have music. Because all the songs are awesome.
Yeah.
All the songs and all of their UIs are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't always want to... I'm opening up the storefront. If I opened up the App Store on my phone and it just started blaring music, I'd be pissed.
On the PS4, because that had that low ethereal hum to it. Just turn that shit off. I don't need that anymore.
Yeah, that's fine because it's unobtrusive, but also it's a home console, so you're already expecting to have sounds.
Yeah.
On a portable console, you're not always gonna want to have sounds.
Yeah.
You know.
The Vita had sounds.
Yeah.
I had to turn that shit off too.
Yeah, that was I remember I think I made a video way back in the day about the Vita, and I was like, I'm not used to having a handheld that's blaring sounds at me. Imagine you pick up an iPad and it just starts fucking playing a tune. I don't want that. Anyway.
Stellar Blade and the Goddess of Victory Nikki DLC for Stellar Blade, so all you big boob ninja fans out there.
Yes, the big boob ninja fans.
Yes. Blueprints, a genre-bending atmospheric architectural adventure where you explore an ever-changing manner of 45 shifting rooms. Cool.
I like this. You played a game the other day.
Yeah.
About some fucking one of these Myst type games.
Okay. Abiotic Factor, an early access on PC, released on consoles this summer. Tides of Annihilation. Looks like a weeb game, like one of those dark and serious weeb games. Tides of Annihilation.
AAA slop? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Looks like Stellar Blade. Oh, I think, is this the game? Is this another Chinese dev? Eclipse Glow Games. Is this the game that they saw the success of Stellar Blade and they decided we needed to add cleavage?
Maybe.
Or is that a different?
This looks like it's a weird reinvention of the Knights of the Round Table. Like the Arthurian legend, the Knights of the Round Table.
I think this is the game.
Because, there's pretty big cleavage in Stellar Blade already.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They saw the success of Stellar Blade and was like, we need to sexify our main character.
Got it.
And then they redesigned the main character.
Okay. Might be it.
I think this is it.
Okay.
Tides of Annihilation.
All right. You look that up. I'll go to the next one. Metal Eden. Fast-paced sci-fi first-person shooter. Cool. Mind's Eye. AI and human greed collide in Mind's Eye. Great. And
these are all the games that start to blur together.
Yeah.
Oh, this Mind's Eye one. I thought for a second this was Spec Ops.
Okay.
Because of the way the intro happened and they were talking about PTSD and stuff. Then
IO Interactive?
The more you get into it, it's about an AI chip that gets implanted in their head.
Okay.
And then they're driving and shooting at electric cars.
Wait. Go back. Play. From here. Hit play. Let it go. Let it do its thing. It's there. Leslie Benzie. He was the guy from Rockstar who was credited with helping with all the GTA stuff, and then he quit.
Okay.
So that's actually a big deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what did he do on this? Game director.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So A chip gets implanted in the soldier's brain. There's electric cars that they're shooting at and shooting out of. There's a rocket ship, and they, at the very end of the trailer, they're being attacked by robots that say, where is it? The robot said, Silva.
Okay.
Very clearly Tesla stuff.
Right.
That's the Tesla robot.
Yeah.
They're driving Teslas. That's a SpaceX rocket, and that's the mind trip that Elon, whatever the fuck it's called.
Neuralink.
The Neuralink. That this game is a commentary on AI and specifically on Elon Musk and Tesla.
So this changes everything. This is getting on my wish list. I'm excited for this. I can't wait. Can't wait to play this game.
Yes.
Leslie Benzie, again, worked on the GTA series. Is responsible for helping to ship GTA 4 and 5. So this is gonna be one to watch.
Yeah, I was actually interested in seeing this trailer.
So okay.
Right from the beginning, I was like, that looks like Spec Ops. And then I saw all the other shit and I was like, what the fuck?
And lastly, Soros. This is Housemarque's new game.
This is just a teaser trailer. Looked fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I was watching. I was like, "Is that Raul?"
I think it is.
That's right. No, it is. That's it's just him. It's not. He's not even playing a character. It's fucking just him. Yeah. So this is Housemarque. They made Returnal.
Yeah.
And this kind of might be very similar to Returnal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a teaser trailer. We don't know what the actual game is gonna be like at all.
Yeah.
But pretty cool to see him in a as the main character of a game all of a sudden. And this was like the one more thing. This was like a big deal at the end of the trailer, or at the end of the event.
Right.
So anyway.
So yeah, that's cool. I guess we don't have to do the article. We can just say, out of these announcements, Sony announced that 4 of them. Right? 4 of them? Yes. Are going to be included on PlayStation Plus. Like the streaming cert, the high tier one, the cloud streaming.
Premium.
Yeah, premium. It's going to be included on that on release day.
Which ones?
Yes. It's Blueprints, Abiotic Factor, and not included in the article for some reason, but the new Don't Nod games, Lost Records Bloom and Lost Records Rage.
Those are the ones we don't care about.
Okay. But like
they picked the worst ones.
Okay, but it's like
we'll make those free on day.
It's a shift in the idea that Sony doesn't release their games day and date.
Yeah.
On PlayStation Plus, because that's Xbox's thing, and it's doesn't really financially work out for them, but like Sony is clearly rethinking their strategy and is putting, I guess, some games that they think might need the extra boost to release a day and date.
It's a big step in the right direction because we assumed that Sony was completely against that.
Yeah.
But now it looks like they're checking out the idea.
Yeah.
I
mean, they've done it before. I think that Stray was a day and date release.
Yeah.
So like again, it's not like the big AAA games, but like it's something. It's high profile enough game.
It's also it means a lot now because Xbox is moving away from that.
Yes.
They're still releasing games day one, but they've shifted the meaning of day one.
Yes. They've shifted the meaning of day one and they made a special tier for that.
Yeah. So I don't like what Xbox is doing. I'd like to see PlayStation kind of meet them closer to that because I do think, like, I'm a big Game Pass fan, even though I canceled it.
Yeah.
And I think that PlayStation has, or at least when it first came out, PlayStation Plus Premium had a better value because it had more games, and more AAA stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the day one games really sells it. The day one games is the most important thing, and it's just Xbox doesn't have a lot of games that they're releasing.
Yeah.
And they lie about what day one is. Mm-hmm. So that's upsetting. I want PlayStation Plus Premium to be worth something.
Right.
So having day one games would really sell it more. I actually have PlayStation Plus Premium. I forgot to cancel. I'm playing Avowed right now. It's pretty fun. So I keep hearing about Avowed.
I've heard it's good. Yeah.
I've heard very mixed things about it. However, I heard that it's I've heard that it has a surprising amount of parkour in it.
Really?
And I, not expecting that.
Yeah.
I need to see how that works.
Yeah.
Because that might get me interested in it.
Okay.
Like, imagine, I'm picturing in my head Skyrim plus Mirror's Edge. And that sounds
that does
awesome.
sound good. Now my curiosity is...
Yeah, I would love that game. That sounds cool as hell.
Yeah.
Anyway. Because that's what I'm getting at with these fucking, especially the Sony announcements.
Yeah.
I just don't want to sit there with the camera hanging over my head, mashing the attack button until the enemy does something, and then I hit the dodge or the parry button.
Right.
I don't want to, that's like a rhythm game, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, there needs to be like some more nuance to it. There needs to be more happening.
Something else that I can do in the game, like parkouring, like platforming.
Yeah.
Like that
could be a game.
That's different.
Mm-hmm.
Stealth, that's different.
Yeah.
You know, not every game needs to have the exact same mechanics copied and pasted over and over again. And that's what we're seeing with a lot of these action games.
Yeah.
The same exact mechanics copied and pasted over and over again. And a lot of people like that because it's familiar to them.
Right.
But I want the games to be different. I want the mechanic in the game to be unique.
Yeah, it's also not good like for the industry as a whole. If everybody's making the same game, like nothing's going to stand out. Everything's going to be the same slop over and over and over again. We went through this with first-person shooters. Every first-person shooter was a Call of Duty clone.
Yeah.
Right down to like the mechanics and the gameplay rhythm. You know, and it took forever to break out of that. It didn't take until like Doom 2016 to like break out of that.
Yeah.
So, you know, anything that can shake up the formula is welcome.
Yeah. The problem is that these companies they've been dumping a bunch of money into this stuff, and it's just more reliable to copy something that already works.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot easier for indie games to shake things up and try different cool things. That's why I'm burnt down on a lot of this AAA stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. That's it for the state of play. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, good state of play.
I am looking forward to Metal Gear, Ninja Gaiden. No, I'm sorry, Shinobi. But also Ninja Gaiden, which is in a different event. And Onimusha.
Yeah.
And maybe Borderlands 4. And Darwin's Paradox, the Squid Game.
Yeah. Not the Squid Game, but yeah.
And Hell Is Us.
Bless you.
There's a lot here.
There's a lot of good stuff here.
I am interested.
I'm going to be honest. You really sold me on Mind's Eye.
Mind's Eye and friggin'
Sorrows.
Sorrows. That's a lot of games that I'm intrigued by.
Mm-hmm.
And that's way more than I've ever been intrigued in a PlayStation event.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever been this interested in this many games out of one event. Anyway, where am I? Jeffrey Sorensen, thank you for the 42 months. Hey.
Hi.
And we got a $5 super chat from Professor Rock, who says, "Hi, Wolf Bros. Have you seen that new concept art for the Switch 2? I tagged you over on Sky." I gotta go to Sky.
Now we gotta go to Sky.
I got logged out on my phone and it won't log me back in. But I do have it on my computer. It takes forever to load. Thoughts? Let's see here. Oh, it's the dual screen.
The dual screen.
Yeah. I mean, there's no shot.
Yeah, I don't think.
The thing is that there is a patent for a dual screen device, but I don't think this is it.
No.
I don't think you're getting... Okay, a camera's weird.
Maybe a camera.
I mean, you do have two USB-C ports, one on the top and one on the bottom.
I mean, that video did show something we're going to talk about on the show.
Yeah, I just remember when the Switch 1 came out and the first thing everybody started mocking up was different Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
You can get GameCube Joy-Cons, you can blah, and then they just never did anything with that.
Yeah.
That's what I think that they're not going to do shit with the top USB-C.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anything else relevant? No? You know what? We'll do this.
All right.
Backlog.
Backlog! Backlog! Backlog!
Hey, Backlog.
Backlog is a segment of the WULFF DEN Podcast where we go through our entire video game collection. Every game we have ever bought, we put into an Excel spreadsheet to catalog everything. And today we're going to pick one at random and talk about it, regardless of whether or not we've played it. It is a collection of 981 games, Bob. And I added some games.
And you look at that, 614. I got to add games. I'm pretty sure I have a lot of Switch games. I added all my Steam games. I got to add Switch games.
Ooh, Resident Evil 2 original.
Ooh, did we do the remake?
We didn't do either Resident Evil 2.
This is, I don't know how high up on the list of best games of all time, but this is up there on the list.
This is like
or favorite games of all time.
What do they call it? A canon event? Like this is a Wolf
this
family.
Was a sexual awakening.
It really was.
But for video games.
Yes, 100%. Like we had never played anything like this before.
This like broke something in my brain.
Yeah, like
this game changed my whole life.
So let's just set the scene.
Did we mention this is the N64?
This is the N64.
Okay,
so
which is a little controversial.
It's a very fascinating game, which I think we'll get into when we talk about it.
This gameplay that I pulled up is blurry as hell,
right?
But you know what? That's how the game was.
Yeah. So let's cast your mind back to Christmas, we'll say 1999. We get some games for our Nintendo 64, and this was one of the games.
We got a Nintendo 64 with no games.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like eventually we like slowly got games. This was one of the games we got. And we're thinking like, oh, it's a zombie shooter or whatever. No. This is a weird cinematic experience. The controls are weird. They don't give you any guns.
Yeah.
Zombies just come at you left and right.
We got the strategy guide.
We had to get the strategy
guide. Did we get it later?
We did, because like we had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah, we didn't know how to play this game at all. But the game starts like it's Resident Evil 2. The game starts this big cinematic experience. You enter the police station eventually, and then you gotta fucking talk to this guy who's dying on the ground and shit. It's like it's I'm like fucking 9 years old doing this shit.
So it's like I don't know, man. Like we didn't play the first one. Like you said, it was the N64 game. We were N64 kids.
I remember being familiar with Resident Evil.
I was told that, like, one of the kids I went to school with, like, had played the first one. He was telling me about it. I'm like, okay, yeah, this sounds cool and whatever. But I don't remember, like, asking for this game. You know? I didn't even know there was an N64 version of it.
We had to have asked for this in some way.
Yeah.
Because I cannot see our parents picking up an M game and with a bloody zombie on the cover and being like, oh, they'll love this.
Yeah.
You know? So we had to have been like, that one, we want that one.
Must have. Yeah. But it's just everything. Like, I had never played a game that like looked like this did.
It was beautiful at the time.
Yeah.
Mechanically, you still have, this is original Resident Evil. So you got the weird, wacky camera angles.
Yes.
And the tank control. So the camera keeps changing position. And I think they did that because it looks like a movie. Because you enter a new area and the camera just snaps to a different part of the room. And each area that the camera snaps to, it has like a cinematic angle.
Yeah.
But the way you control the character, it's like moving an RC car.
Yeah.
Forward on the control stick is forward whatever way the character's facing. It's not forward to your perspective. It's forward to wherever the character's looking. So it's like moving an RC car or an RC plane or something. It, by today's standards, is fucked. But back then, you figured it out because it's like an RC car.
Yeah, and like you can make it work.
Yeah.
But like, and it wasn't just, zombie hunting. It was zombie survival. Your ammo was limited. There were zombies everywhere. And your best option was to avoid them. There were puzzles you had to solve, like you just saw on screen. Finding some random ass gem that's going to come in handy later.
And that's why we needed the strategy.
Yes.
I don't think, like this is a game you could figure out eventually.
Yeah.
But I was like 9.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been impossible without the strategy guide. I don't think I ever would.
Oh, absolutely. Us, and this was like a pre-internet era. So like it didn't have like strategy guides at the ready like they do now.
Yeah.
So like we absolutely needed like all the help we can get.
Yeah. So the story is also very good. At least my 9-year-old self.
That's the other thing too. Like everybody says, like, oh, the Resident Evil stories, they're campy, they're bad or whatever. Like, no, this story fucking rules.
The story was awesome.
This was really good. Like, again, we're 1999. I was 11. I didn't know games could be this complex and this multi-layered and this dramatic and this like emotional. Like it just like every twist and
this had a really in-depth. This might have been the most in-depth story of a game that we played up until this point.
Yeah, and it just like at every step of the way you are introduced to a new character who's more fucked up than the last. Who just keeps going and going.
There's a lot of callbacks.
References.
A lot of the story is integrated into the gameplay as well. At the time, especially, a lot of story was just like ham-fisted in between gameplay segments, but this had it throughout.
Yeah.
You're discovering things throughout the world, and that's adding to the story. Like you're picking up letters and reading, and I'm actually sitting there, my 9-year-old self, reading through these like stories. We both started off as Leon, right?
Yeah, because we were boys. We wanted to play as boys.
So you pick who to play as. You play as a Leon, and then you get to play it again as the other character, and it's Claire, a whole different story that adds to the original story.
Yeah.
And it depends on who you play first, but
that affects what happens. Yeah.
There's basically 4 different stories in the game.
It's incredible. It was unlike anything. Again, I'm going to say it again. Unlike anything I had ever played in my life.
And we replayed it over and over and over again. This might have been the first game that I tried to speed run. I was down to like under 3 hours, like 2 hours or so.
Yeah. So we played the N64 version. This game originally came out on the PlayStation 1. It was a double disc game. It didn't have to be, apparently. That was just a quirk of development. It could have fit on 1 disc, but they made it 2 discs to make it seem bigger.
That's really weird.
But all that data, regardless, wouldn't fit on a typical N64 cartridge. So Konami actually hired Angel Studios, who went on to make Red Dead Redemption. Okay. They're now Rockstar San Diego. Hired them to somehow fit this whole game on an N64 cartridge. And the technical achievement that was at the time, it was like lauded for being able to do so. Because like they got the whole game on there, audio clips and everything. The polygons of the actual characters are higher resolution than they were on PlayStation.
Oh my god.
And they added all new documents that you can find that fill in the backstory of the Resident Evil series, including all the stuff that happened in the first game.
So they added stuff.
Yeah, they even found ways to add stuff to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, God, I fucking love this game so much.
Yeah.
I bought it again on PS3 because it was the PlayStation 2 version, but I bought it again on PS3 because you could play it on your Vita and like I could take it with me on the go. And that was like, because it was before like all the emulators could do that.
Yeah.
So like that was just wonderful. That was a great time.
Yeah, I played this over and over and over again. I really, really like this game. When it came out, when they remade it came out recently, I was excited that they did that. We're big Resident Evil 4 fans.
Yes.
And they took the gameplay philosophy from Resident Evil 4 and kind of adapted it to Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
Which is a little confusing. Yeah. But they did a really good job with that too.
Yes.
It's not the same. I feel like a lot of the vibe of this game is the shitty controls.
Yeah.
And the weird camera angles because it adds to the suspense.
Mm-hmm.
You all of a sudden getting attacked by a zombie and futzing with the controls is part of the game.
Yeah.
But that being said, you need to change the controls these days. It needs to be different. There's no reason to have these weird sort of camera angles. There are a lot of indie games that are trying to do this now. They're making games in this style, which is pretty cool. So if you're interested in this, there's other games like it.
I think the version on GOG, because they did recently release this game on GOG along with Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 3. I think they did add like a quote unquote modern control scheme to it. Okay. So like it does play a little bit better than it did originally.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Like I love this game. I don't know if I would recommend it to somebody new to the series. I might just say play the remake.
Somebody new to the series?
Yeah.
No. Somebody who like has experience with the series?
If you're our age and you were alive during this era, play this game. Because it's good to jump in and see what games were like at the time. If you're completely new to the series and you want a more modern experience, you have that. You have Resident Evil 2, the remake. And it is also great, and it modernizes everything. But it's a completely different gameplay experience.
Yeah.
So, you got a lot of options for Resident Evil.
I would definitely, you know what? I would say if you played the Resident Evil 1 remake, because that's still that old-fashioned style, the fixed camera angle style.
Yeah.
Then I would say check this out. Because it's still that style, but it's like the original, like, unmolested version of Resident Evil.
Doesn't that version change it still has the camera angles, but isn't it when you hit forward, it's forward in your perspective, not the perspective of the character, like an RC car?
It did. Yeah, that's what I mean. The modernized control setup. Okay. Yeah, that's what Resident Evil 2 has on GOG at least.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, well, play the game.
Yes,
however you can.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching Backlog, everybody. Come to a podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.
Mark in the chat says audio is going in and out. I feel like that's a him problem because no one else has said that.
Yes.
And I'm looking at the levels and they look fine. So, Battle Tank Bob, thanks for the 17 months. Appreciate you. And Spank Wise, thanks for the 42 months. Another month of Bob and Will. Oh my God, thank you.
Thank you.
Next news. Oh, and Samps, thanks for the 17 months again, or 18. All right. Phil Spencer, what's our old buddy Phil Spencer up to?
He said he stopped trying to move players over to Xbox.
Okay.
All right. Talking to an Xbox Era podcast, Phil Spencer acknowledged that while selling games on competitor devices means Xbox only recoups 70% of the sales, with the 30% going to the competitor's storefront, that 70% helps Xbox build great portfolios. There are people, whether it's their libraries are on PlayStation or Nintendo, whether it's that they like the controller better, they just like the games that are there, and I don't want to then look at that and say, well, there's no way that we should be able to build a business there or find fans of our franchises there. I'm not trying to move them all over to Xbox anymore. We're all so invested in where our games are. Let's just allow more people to play. And yes, the 70% that we make on games on other platforms is helpful to us being able to build great portfolios like we showed at Developer Direct. And I hope this will continue to show through the rest of the year. That doesn't mean Xbox is about to give up on its hardware endeavors, however. Obviously, we make more with our own platform. It's one of the reasons that investing in our own platform is important, he added.
Yeah. I think that's been clear. They've had this philosophy for a while.
But this just pretty much solidifies it
more and more. Every it's like every week.
I mean, the same interview, he talked about how like there's still going to be some Xbox exclusive games. Like I guarantee you, Halo 7 is going to be an Xbox exclusive at least for a couple of years. But I mean, this just is like,
I don't know,
just keeps going.
Halo 7.
Halo 7.
Yeah, is that the next?
That would be the next one. Yeah.
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
There's got to be like some initiative to like get people to play it on Xbox first, because that's where they make the most money.
I think that they're a software company.
And
they're shifting almost so hard into.
But even like Indiana Jones, like released first on Xbox, like it's not coming to PlayStation until like the spring.
Yeah, but Halo 7 we're not seeing for a long time.
Halo 7
I think that by then they're gonna be pretty hard pivot into a software. Unless something goes on in the next couple of years where Xbox hardware sales start to rise a little bit.
They're not gonna magically match Sony in terms of hardware sales anytime soon. No. I think that ship has long since sailed.
There's some potential for them to be a big player in the hardware space again.
No, I agree, but I just don't think that they're forever gonna be number 3. They're not gonna match the heights of the 360 era again,
right?
Because of too many missteps, too much mismanagement, too many broken promises on game releases and things like that.
Yeah.
So
I think that the only way that they survive in the game space is to pivot the priorities, and they've been doing that,
and they've done that. But I'm just saying that, like, not every game is going to be a day and date release with PlayStation or Nintendo for that matter. Like, the big stuff makes sense: Halo, Forza, Fable, Perfect Dark. The other stuff, 100%, like, put it on other platforms.
Apparently, we are cutting out on YouTube. Audio's cutting out on YouTube. I timed a guy said the audio's cutting out, and I was like, no, it's not. And I timed him out for 24 hours, and I can't untime him out. I'm sorry for timing you out. I thought you were lying to me, but I mean, all we can do is say come to Twitch. Apparently, it's not cutting out on Twitch at all. So I have no. It doesn't say it's cutting out for me.
Yeah.
Our volume is fine. Apparently, something's wrong with YouTube. I don't know.
Speaking of sales, we skipped an article. PS5 sales surpass 57 million units.
Oh.
And I want to talk about this because apparently I got it wrong. I've been getting it wrong. So let's just put an end to this discussion. The PlayStation 5 just had its biggest quarter yet, selling 9.5 million units between October and December of 2024. That brings overall PS5 sales to 75 million and bumps Sony's gaming business by 37% compared to the same period last year. Sony has now bundled PS5 Pro sales into its overall hardware numbers, so we're unable to separate the success of its new upgraded console, but the company stressed that sales of all PS5s now brought its latest console in line with its projected 18 million sales by the end of March 2025, and just 1.5 million units behind predecessor PS4, which had sold 76.5 million units at the same point in its production cycle. Monthly active users across its services are also up to 129 million, up 5% year on year, and marking a new milestone, with overall sales of games and consoles also up 16%. 42% of PS5 sales were to new PlayStation Network users. Sony's big release during the quarter was Astrobot, which sold 1.5 million copies, with significant increases reported during its game and network service segments. For the quarter, Sony raised its profits forecast by 2%. The PlayStation 5 is ranked as number 13 on the list of best-selling consoles of all time and is poised to overtake the 3DS next quarter. So, the big takeaway from this is that the PlayStation 5 has passed 75 million units sold, and it is not that far behind what the PS4 was at this point in its life cycle.
I remember having an argument about this. Was it last week?
Yeah.
Someone in the chat said that they're doing better, but they are they're getting close to what PS4 did.
But as this article points out, this includes PS5 Pro sales. And they're not specifying what's PS5 and what's PS5 Pro.
But didn't they do that last time too? PS4 sales, isn't that all PS4s?
Yes, but
well, so PS4 Pro only accounted for what, less than 10%?
Yeah, something like that.
So I'd imagine PS5 Pro is similar.
Probably even less than that.
I think you'll see a lot of. I think this year. Quick aside. Apparently, if you just refresh the YouTube stream, it'll be fine. People in chat just refresh and it's fine. That's just a YouTube error. I don't know what the problem is. So I think this year, with Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out, we're going to see a lot more PS5 sales, and we're going to see a lot more PS5 Pro sales.
Yeah.
So I think that things are already weird in the world, and that's why game sales are weird. Also, gaming is in a weird space right now where a lot of the popular games aren't really games that require a console. And just the gaming ecosystem is a lot different than it used to be 10 years ago. Like, with all these AAA games, everybody's playing the same games. These days, everyone's on different pages.
Yeah.
But with Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out, it's going to be like nothing we've ever seen before. Back when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, people were already playing a lot of console stuff.
Yeah.
these days, I think that there's a lot of people playing console games, but this is gonna bring so many more people back into it.
Yeah,
because back then you had like Call of Duty, you had Madden, you had like other like games that were bringing people onto consoles. Yeah. This time around, a lot of people are playing on PCs, a lot of people are playing mobile games, and Grand Theft Auto 6 will get people into Best Buy being like, here's my $550, give me a PlayStation 5.
And Grand Theft Auto 6 is only launching on console.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a PC launch date yet. There was like talk like they know when it's going to launch, like next year, like early next year, but like that's still just conjecture. So we don't know when Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out on console.
Yeah, and that's crazy. I wonder why. Like, I know that Rockstar likes to put a little more work into the PC version, just to make sure that it's not going to get hacked and it's not going to get pirated and stuff. But I wonder. I can't help but think that Sony knows that this is going to be huge sales for them, and if they like have some sort of play in like them locking it to console without having to make it exclusive to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Handhelds are making a huge comeback. They are, but it's still such a small market. It's still such a small niche.
Yeah, but I think at this point it's big enough that most people know about it.
Yeah.
Like it's not as niche as it once was.
I mean, you could thank Nintendo.
Yes. Thank you, Nintendo.
Nintendo took handhelds and made it like more premium by making it a home console experience. And then all these other companies were like, hey, we could do that.
Yeah.
And now we have 1,000 PC handhelds.
Yeah.
And we're getting more and more.
Yep.
And it's never stopping. And you know what? Fine.
Yeah.
What else am I going to talk about? A vape that plays Game Boy games?
You should. Oh my God.
I have a vape that plays Game Boy games. Anyway. Cool. We learned about PlayStation sales. Let's talk about the Switch 2.
Yes.
We haven't already.
Yes. Switch 2 vouchers won't work. Sorry. Nintendo Switch vouchers won't work on the Switch 2, and the gold points are going away. Oh, no.
Do I have a voucher?
Oh, you better use it. The Nintendo Switch 2 is finally coming out from the shadows, and while we don't know the price of the console or its games yet, Nintendo has announced that the Nintendo Switch game vouchers cannot be redeemed for Switch 2 exclusive games, according to a page on its website confirming titles eligible for the game voucher program. Nintendo has also announced that the discontinuation of the My Nintendo Gold Points program, which will come to an end on March 24th.
It says you do not have any vouchers.
Okay. The program granted points for both digital and physical purchases, which could be redeemed against future purchases. Nintendo has a list of all the details on when gold points can be earned and when that's changing. The important detail for those of us with gold points in our Nintendo accounts, all earned gold points will continue to be valid and redeemable for 12 months after they are issued.
I will say, I have the family plan.
Right.
12 months. The expansion pass.
Yes.
The most expensive one you
Yes.
could possibly get. $80 a year? That's nothing.
That's pretty good.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
That is half of what PlayStation Plus Premium is.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And that's 8 people you can get on.
Yeah.
That's fucked. Anyway, so the gold points are the ones that you get when you buy something.
Yes.
You get 3 per dollar or something.
Something like that, yeah.
I have 136. I think that's $1.
Yeah. I don't have any because I never have enough to use them.
I always use them. When I buy something on
you buy more games than I do.
I buy games digitally.
Yeah.
I haven't bought anything on the Switch in a long time. Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Let's see. Eligible for up to 200 gold points. Okay. I'm going to try to buy it. I'm going to try to buy Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
You try to buy that. I'm going to expand a little bit. So the vouchers, for those of you who don't know, how much are the vouchers? Like $100?
Yes.
They're $100, but that gives you the ability to buy 2 games with it. That means 2 full price games. So you actually can wind up saving $20.
Yeah. So games like Tears of the Kingdom are $70.
Yes.
So if you bought 2 Tears of the Kingdom for some reason, that's saving you a decent amount of money. And I've used the vouchers before because I know I'm going to buy new Nintendo Switch games digitally.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of investing in the future game that I'm about to buy. I think I've done it twice.
Yeah,
because the vouchers come in and out. Like they're available for a little bit and then they go away, and they expire.
Yeah.
Here in America, I think in the UK they're always around for some reason. But anyway, continue.
Well, I was gonna say, so the rumor going around is that Nintendo is not letting you redeem vouchers for Switch 2 games because they're going to be more expensive. Like Nintendo's going to jump on the $70 game ban.
Oh, absolutely. They absolutely are. I'm going to show this real quick.
Yeah.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure is $40.
Right.
Here I have 136 gold points. That's $1.36 off.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Save $1.30. I got to use my $1.36.
Yeah.
Or else it's going to go away. That sucks though. Like that I understand the vouchers going away because they come in and out. It's like not a big deal. The gold points, that sucks.
Yeah.
Because that's a cool thing. That's you getting like store credit for buying a lot of stuff.
Oh, but don't worry, Bob. The platinum points are going to stay. The useless ones that you can redeem for a pencil, a keychain.
That sucks.
Plus $5 shipping and handling.
Oh, you can get an icon. You can get a little icon for your Nintendo account.
I'll get an icon for my little Nintendo account. Oh my god.
Where is that storefront?
I think if you. Oh no, never mind. Oh, My Nintendo. It's on the My Nintendo.
My Nintendo.
Yeah.
Platinum. What do we got here? Bravely Default Reversible Poster. How much do I have?
I have 80 points.
I have 180. I feel like I used some recently. So, you can get a tote bag for 1,200 points. Nintendo World Championship hat. I kind of want that. 1,200 points. Classic Games postcard set. It's a lot of junk.
Yeah.
A lot of doodads.
I hate the platinum points.
It's a lot of garbage that if I saw in the Nintendo store in Kyoto, I'd be like, oh, give me that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, have my $30. They had a tote bag at the Nintendo store in Kyoto that was like $120 for an exclusive, only can get it in Kyoto tote bag. And I was like, I need that. Yeah. So, I mean, check out the My Nintendo store if you have anything. Also, use those gold points.
Yeah.
And your vouchers if you have them. Otherwise, say goodbye. We could talk about the Switch 2 patent.
Yes. Let me find my notes. Where are my notes? Here we go. Switch 2 patent suggests the system can be played upside down.
Whoa.
A new Switch 2 patent suggests that the console could be played upside down, should the player wish. As previously revealed in the Switch 2 reveal trailer, Nintendo's new console will feature a different mechanism for attaching its new larger Joy-Cons. Instead of sliding new controllers onto the side of the console, like the original Switch, Switch 2 controllers attach via a slot in each side, and they are seemingly kept in place by powerful magnets. Now, a new patent published by Nintendo suggests that players may be able to turn the console upside down and plug them into the wrong side of the system. Instead of reporting an error, the patent suggests that the Switch 2 could instead flip the display 180 degrees, essentially allowing the user to turn the system upside down. While this may not immediately seem like it would serve much purpose, the patent notes that because the Switch 2 only has one headphone port, players could therefore be able to decide whether to have it on the top or the bottom of their console, depending on preference. It should be noted that while the USB-C port on the bottom of the Switch 2 is in the center, the one at the top is off to the side.
So I just pulled up my 3D print of the Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
There's no magnets in this, so the Joy-Con do not stay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's reversible.
Yeah.
This ostensibly does nothing. There's no visual difference at all.
Yeah.
It's completely symmetrical.
Yeah.
The only thing is the ports change, but the USB-C is on the top and the bottom.
Right,
so.
But on the bottom it's in the center, and on the top it's off to the side. So docking it might be a problem.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, now do we? Oh, you know what? You could put them completely backwards. You could play like Armored Core.
There you go.
You can play Armored Core.
Really?
Yeah, you've never seen that? That's like a thing. People are like, this game's too confusing. We gotta, you know what? It's a lot easier if you just turn the controller backwards.
If you don't see the buttons you're pressing.
Yeah. I saw someone on TikTok playing. I've seen people play like Kaizo. Kaizo?
Yeah, Kaizo.
I'm having a stroke. I've seen people play that in a myriad of different ways. I play it weird with the little freaking little keyboard thing. I saw someone with an NES Advantage controller, the fight stick.
Yeah.
Backwards. Like this.
Oh,
it was
God.
really weird. Anyway. Yeah, this doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
But I will say, have you ever done something like taken a Joy-Con and put it... I mean, you can't really put a Joy-Con on the Switch backwards.
Yeah.
But you can put a Joy-Con in the wrong Joy-Con grip.
Yes.
And it sucks trying to get it out of that. If you put... like, you know, the little hand... the little... what do you call it? The wrist strap thing.
Yeah.
If you put the Joy-Con in the wrong one, it sucks trying to get it out. This just means they're interchangeable because it's just a magnet. So, yeah. I don't know what practical application this would have.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they would prefer like the headphone port on the bottom instead of on the top. Maybe there's some like accessibility thing. Maybe they prefer like if there are accessories that attach to the USB-C port, maybe they would prefer it if it attaches to one port instead of the other.
That's what I was going to say. I think that the video we saw before of the screen requires the Switch to be upside down because the port is in the middle.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some accessories to take advantage of that. I don't know. I don't know why this needs a patent. That's weird.
I mean, it might. Maybe there's some proprietary thing in there that they want to protect or whatever. I don't know.
Very strange. We don't have an article for this, but I think Nintendo just lost 22 out of 23 patents that they were suing Palworld for.
Really?
I think they lost like all but one.
Oh, wow. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I don't know why nobody's talking about it.
Oh.
Here in America.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not really a big deal because they're fighting in Japan. Anyway. It's nice if you want to charge and play in handheld, so it's not on the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You have. Yeah, it's nice to have the two chargers. You don't need to flip the whole thing upside down for that. Anyway, moving on. Oh, here you go. Retroid. There's a new Retroid.
Oh, cool.
It
flips.
It just says Retroid Pocket Spring New Arrival. It doesn't say what it is. It's a Retroid Pocket Flip. They already made a Pocket Flip.
Yeah, but this one's GameCube themed.
This is probably the Retroid Pocket 5 in a flip form factor, in like a clamshell form factor. The last Retroid Pocket Flip sucked. It was maybe the worst hinge I've ever experienced in my whole life. Plastic was shitty. The buttons were shitty. Everything sucked about it. I'm not getting this. The hardware is going to be the exact same as a hardware that they already have. The clamshell form factor does not mean that much to me. And the last one was so bad, I just don't care. But hiding behind it in this picture is what looks like a brick form factor. Is what looks like a slate form factor.
That's what the plus is.
Well, it's plus and then this little thing back there. It looks like more like a DMG or something. It could be like an SP style foldable, but I don't know. It looks more like an analog pocket type deal.
Right.
I'm a lot more interested in that. 4x3 Retroid sounds really cool.
So according to the Retro Dodo, this is called the Flip 2.
Is there confirmation of that? Because that's just what I'm gonna call it. But
I mean, that's what they're calling it.
I don't think there's any official word on it.
Retroid Pocket has officially teased the new Flip 2, taking inspiration from Nintendo's indigo icons for its color scheme. I mean, that's what they're calling it. It's on the internet, so it must be true.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's gonna be called the Flip 2.
Yeah,
for sure. So yeah, this is right after the Retroid Pocket 5. Like I just did a video on the Retroid Pocket 5, although I guess I did it late, so I was a couple months late.
Right.
So I guess it's fine. But I'd assume that this is going to have the exact same internals as the Retroid Pocket 5. So I'm not going to get it. But I will get whatever that other one is hiding in the back, because that's at least a unique form factor that I'm interested in. I say unique, but meanwhile, there's the Neo DMG. But that thing's $900. This thing is going to be $200.
Yeah.
So cool. I'm interested in what's hiding back there. No word on pre-orders or anything.
Yeah.
Nothing about any of this. Anyway, moving on. Oh, we're gonna rapid fire through the rest of these.
Okay.
But this one is important.
Yes.
Marvel Rivals. I've been playing it a lot. I like it a lot.
Yeah, people
are
enjoying it. It's a very popular game.
It's fun. I think about it when I'm not playing it. It's one of those types of deals. It also works pretty good on these gaming handhelds, and it works really good with gyro control. I've been liking it with these gyro controls. Unfortunately, fortunately, the game is massively successful. It's got like hundreds of thousands of players at all times on Steam, and it's on all consoles, so it's got hundreds of thousands of players all of the time across all consoles across the whole globe. It's a game made by a Chinese developer, so it's a global phenomenon. They fired a bunch of people.
NetEase has seemingly laid off its Seattle-based team working on its free-to-play shooter Marvel Rivals. On LinkedIn, game director Thaddeus Sayer wrote that his stellar, talented team just helped deliver an incredible, successful new franchise for NetEase, and we were just laid off. This is such a weird industry, he noted. A level designer also revealed he was impacted, though it's presently unclear why NetEase has cut positions and if the teams at other locations were affected. So this just seems to be affecting the Seattle location of NetEase.
Yes,
which didn't have like a lot of employees, but I'd imagine enough to be like, impact people, impact the game.
Yeah, so I was confused by this because I always thought it was a Chinese developer.
Right.
Thaddeus, I tried looking into it as hard as I can, but it's really difficult because there's not a lot of information out there. But Thaddeus is a game director, but I don't know any names of any of the other game directors if there are other game directors. There is a creative director, and he works in China. He's part of the Chinese side.
According to Wikipedia, the gaming director is Chinese. It's Guyugen Chen.
Yeah. But then other places he's listed as the creative director. There he's listed as director on Wikipedia.
Yes.
Yeah. This guy is credited as a game director.
Right.
And I think there were 6 people that worked at the Seattle. I read somewhere that there were 6 people that worked at the Seattle branch. But they did work on level designs and stuff. So they were actively developing the game. It wasn't like they were doing localization or anything. They were like...
Right.
They were hands-on with the game. It seems like NetEase is pulling everything back into China.
Yes.
So that sucks. Because, of course it sucks to just get fired like that. I read somewhere else that these guys they existed for the launch of the game to like help launch it in America,
right?
But even if that was the case, give them contracts that expire. You know, don't just suddenly lay them off.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah, so it sucks that you can even have a game that's massively successful. You can help launch a game that's massively successful and still get fucked for it. And we see this all the time these days in the gaming industry. It's not even enough to be the biggest game in the world anymore.
Yeah. And like, it's disheartening, and like, it makes people not want to make video games.
It makes people scared to be part of the gaming industry.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I would tell somebody like, make video games if this is what's going to happen every time a game is released.
Yeah. It would make me scared to be part of the games industry. Edward Bova put in the chat, apparently they asked NetEase why it hasn't come to the Switch yet. We're already in contact with Nintendo and working on some development kits, and whenever we find that we could provide great performance for our game on Switch 2, we're open to that. Because I'd imagine this game does not run good on Switch 1.
Yeah.
It didn't run good on my PC. On my 3060 Ti, Doctor Strange opening a portal would drop the frame rate dramatically.
Yeah.
It works good on some of these PC handhelds, though. Pretty much all of them, it's like playable. So, Switch 2, even I think the Steam Deck is playable.
Yeah.
Switch 2, I think it'll be totally fine. I think that they will definitely have a Switch 2 version, especially because of how successful the game is. Yeah. Also, they are doing a lot of development on this game. you got to give them a lot of credit because the game is really good. The balancing is weird, but it works because everybody feels overpowered. And they are releasing characters all the time
for free.
For free. They just released the rest of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So I've never seen a free-to-play game just fire characters out like that. So yeah, I like it. It's good, but it sucks that they fired people. It makes me not want to support it. But also, the Thing has a really cool skin that I gotta buy because he's got a camera hanging around his neck that has the little leather bra on it that I put on some of my cameras. So I need that.
Yeah.
Anyway, more news. Acer
to raise prices due to the tariffs. Now, not to get political here.
Not to get political.
But we got to talk about tariffs again. Acer CEO and chairman Jason Chen says your laptop will cost an extra 10% in the United States next month, and that his rivals might attempt to price gouge if they think you'll pay more for them. We think 10% because we think 10% probably will be the default price increase because of the import tax. It's very straightforward, he told The Telegraph, referring to President Trump's 10% tariff on incoming goods from China. While big tech companies have generally been quiet on how they'll respond to the Trump tariffs, Acer says it just made the decision to increase prices last week, and it'll take effect a few weeks from now. It sounds like the price hike may not affect desktops, as Chen told The Telegraph that Acer has moved its desktop computers manufacturing outside of China during Trump's earlier tariffs during his first term. He said that Acer might now consider moving some laptop manufacturing outside of China too, with U.S. manufacturing as one of the options. The Telegraph doesn't have a quote from Chen about the possibility of price gouging, but rather puts it like this. Chen said that some companies were likely to use the tariffs as an excuse to raise prices by more than 10%.
Yeah, I think a lot of, even if the companies aren't particularly affected by the tariffs, I think that they will still increase the prices because they can.
Yeah. The article I got this from mentions like other laptop companies like Asus, HP, Apple, for example, like they all make their computers in China, their laptops in China. They haven't said anything, but they could just very well just be like, yeah, 10%. You know what? 20%.
It's possible they make backdoor deals too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why like Tim Cook is like trying to get buddy with this administration. He did it last time because he's like trying to curry favor so that his products don't like get affected by that.
I suspect a lot of the big companies are going to have backdoor deals, and a lot of the ones that are a little less than big are gonna just absolutely get fucked.
Yeah.
Also, we learned that not all of these tech companies are producing stuff in China specifically. Some are Taiwan, some are Thailand,
Vietnam.
Like so tariffs are different depending on the product and the country that they're in and stuff.
But I mean, the way things have been going, you know. Yes, there's the China tariff. We almost had Canada and Mexico tariffs. Like, what's stopping him from just like creating tariffs from every other country that?
But
you know.
Acer apparently is making stuff in China. I think Asus is making stuff in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So that's just another difference in competition.
Yeah.
Like, to me, Acer, Asus, Lenovo, MSI, all the same.
Yeah.
They all make pretty much the same stuff. But if they're all operating out of slightly different countries, like in the same area, but like a little off, they're all categorized as different tariffs and stuff. So the pricing is going to be different. But they're all competing against each other. They're all kind of trying to hit the same price point. So if one of them irks up a little bit, they could all just follow suit because they're like, hey, we can make that money too.
Yeah.
And the prices did not go down after COVID.
Nope.
Everything went up during COVID because the world was in peril. And then they're like, oh, we can just get away with this. And then they just left it like that.
Yeah.
So
and it just gets more expensive.
Yeah.
How are the egg prices?
I got regular eggs, by the way.
You did get regular eggs.
Update. I want to update everybody. I got regular eggs.
Nice.
I'm still using the carton, the milk carton.
Okay, thank you.
Also, I got Post Malone.
I saw that. Yeah.
Oreos.
Yeah, these are good. I've had these before.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I got them, and the cashier was like, "These are really good." I always get whenever they do a promotional thing. I always get it's always better to get the promotional. I'm like, "Yeah, do the promotional." He's like, "Yeah, the everything's all fuck." And then I was leaving, and he was still talking as I was leaving. Do they taste like Bud Light? No, they don't taste like.
They're salted caramel. So.
For the record, they're barely different than other Oreos. There are they salted caramel?
Yeah, they're salted caramel.
They taste like the cinnamon bun Oreos. The only difference is they're colored different, and the top has a black a chocolate cookie on it. Half chocolate, half vanilla wafer.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They taste just like the cinnamon ones.
They do not. The cinnamon ones aren't caramel.
They taste exactly like the cinnamon bun ones. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh. I think that stroke affected your taste buds.
I think it's both. It's cinnamon swirl and salted caramel swirl.
It doesn't say cinnamon anywhere on the package.
Bob, they're supposed to be caramel cheesecake flavored. Okay. What is caramel if not sugar?
Yeah.
It's just sugar.
Right, but it's not cinnamon. Cinnamon is a spice.
Cinnamon bun. I'm saying cinnamon bun.
Right, but that still implies the spice cinnamon is involved somewhere.
Yeah, but the cinnamon bun is just like icing and pastry and cinnamon.
Yes. The first,
it's like cinnamon bun. I don't know what to tell you.
The first word is cinnamon.
Okay.
That implies that cinnamon is the dominant
cheesecake
flavor.
Doesn't taste like cheese.
But it implies that cheese is the dominant ingredient.
Yeah, but it's not the dominant flavor. It's just sugar. That's just sugar too. Silk Song is on the eShop, everybody.
Hooray!
Apparently we didn't have that as a story, but that apparently mysteriously disappeared from the eShop.
Okay, well, I'm glad it's back.
Next news, Bobby Kotick sucks again.
Former Activision boss and notable idiot, Bobby Kotick has hit out on ex-EA CEO John Riccitiello, calling him the worst CEO in video games.
Funny.
Think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute, folks. Talking on the Grit podcast alongside former EA CCO Ben Gordon, Kotick acknowledged that EA's business was in a lot of ways better than Activision's, but would have paid for Riccitiello to stay CEO forever. I'm not saying this because Ben Gordon is sitting right there. Kotick said, our fear was always that Bing was going to run EA, and we would have paid for Riccitiello to stay CEO forever. We thought he was the worst CEO in video games. Riccitiello left EA in 2013 following poor financial results and numerous layoffs, having served as CEO since 2007. He once floated the idea to shareholders that Battlefield players might be willing to pay $1 every time they need to reload their guns. Riccitiello then became CEO of Unity and then left the company in 2023 in the wake of massive controversy regarding previously announced and then walked back install fees. Interestingly, Kotick, who led Activision Blizzard when it was acquired by Microsoft in 2023.
These are really good Oreos.
They really are, yeah.
Third Oreo.
Admitted that EA also tried to several times to acquire Activision. EA tried to buy us a bunch of times. We had merger conversations a bunch of times. We actually thought their business was in a lot of ways better than ours. So that's interesting that he thought like EA had a more stable, better thought out business plan. But I find it more interesting that how bad do you have to be for the worst CEO in gaming to think that you're the worst CEO in gaming? And there's a lot of bad CEOs in gaming.
What era was John Riccitiello the CEO during?
2007 to 2013. So that's the 360 era.
That was peak. That was peak EA.
That was peak EA, but also the start of all the bad things that we don't like about EA, like forcing microtransactions into all their games, changing Dead Space from a horror franchise to an action game with co-op, turning Battlefield into a direct Call of Duty competitor, things like that. So that's the era we're talking about here. He genuinely was.
Titanfall was after him.
Yeah. He genuinely was not a good CEO. He was the guy who said, remember when the game you buy was it? And there was nothing more you could do with it. Like that was a bad thing.
Yeah.
So again, he said that,
yeah, this was after Mass Effect.
Yeah. He was the guy who suggested charging players to reload.
Yeah. I don't think, Bobby Kotick, much worse.
Right.
much worse than this guy. But I think, listen, I don't think EA was doing like amazing at this time period, but I think it did a lot worse immediately after this guy. I don't think this guy, I mean, he could have kicked off the downward spiral.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It's like the delayed reaction to the downfall, you know?
Okay. Well, maybe.
It's kind of like what happened with Warner Brothers.
Maybe he fumbled the ball, because I think that at this time, EA was peak, and immediately following this was the downfall. So he might have fumbled the peak.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
But maybe Bobby Kotick's not wrong.
No.
But he's
still an idiot.
He is also one of the worst CEOs in gaming. By the way, shortbread flavored cream is the other end of the swirl.
Okay.
So it's swirled salted caramel and shortbread flavored cream.
Yes.
Where's the cinnamon?
Exactly.
Shortbread like a cinnamon bun.
Keep trying. Yeah, I don't even see cinnamon.
All Oreos are just variations of each other.
I don't even see cinnamon in the ingredients list.
You know, cinnamon bun doesn't taste that much like cinnamon. I hate to tell you.
It tastes like cinnamon. There's cinnamon flavor in the cinnamon bun.
Not really. Not really.
Yes,
like barely any.
Are you?
You're not a cinnamon bun guy.
I have had a cinnamon bun or two in my life, and I can attest to the fact that cinnamon is included in the taste of a cinnamon bun.
Barely. I'm telling you, barely.
Oh my God.
You're not a cinnamon guy? You're not a cinnamon bun guy?
I am 100% a cinnamon guy. Whenever I have my oatmeal in the morning, I put a little cinnamon on there, chop up some apple in it. I always buy the apple cinnamon Cheerios because those are the best Cheerios. Fight me, all of you. Come for me. Apple cinnamon Cheerios are the best Cheerios.
Are they?
Yes. Yes.
The gold, the honey ones. Honey.
Oh, basic bitch Bob Wolf over here. The Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh. Anyway, this is my fourth Oreo.
All right, I'm having the last one before you take any more.
I don't give a shit.
Oh.
I just deleted Call of Duty off of my main gaming PC.
Yeah.
Because it just takes up too much space and I'm not playing it.
Well, that's a shame because you can't play as the Ninja Turtles.
I might log into Call of Duty just to buy these skins and then not even play the game.
I do not know how I feel about this. Like,
so I have a pretty good Warzone skin. I have a Gundam.
Okay, yes.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I play the game and people are like, yo, how'd you get that?
And you're just like, I bought it.
I just bought it like a year ago.
Yeah.
But I need a Ninja Turtle. That's cool.
There's something very weird to me about playing a semi-serious modern military shooter as a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
It's already weird that like Shredder was a playable character like last year. And now they're just like going full force like the Ninja Turtles. Yeah. Michelangelo. Hey dudes, happy-go-lucky Michelangelo.
Now what do I get?
Teabagging you.
Do I get the pack? It's gonna be like $80.
Oh yeah.
Or do I just get one? And which one do I get? See, I have Raphael, because then it's all of them.
Yeah. I have a problem where like if I can't just buy like one Ninja Turtle action figure, I gotta buy all four.
Yeah, but in this case, it's the difference between I'm never gonna play. You only get to play as one. I'm rarely ever gonna actually use it. And you could just get Raphael, and then you have all of them. Not, I don't think he's gonna have the size. I think that's gonna be a weapon.
There's different art where like you see them with the weapons.
Yeah, but a lot of times in the Call of Duty packs, that is like a melee weapon that you get. And so you're never going to end up actually using it.
Right.
But it is going to be weird to see Raphael holding just a gun. It's just a real gun. It's also weird seeing a whole ass Gundam holding a real gun.
But I feel like that makes more sense because like Gundams are like actual like weapons of war.
Yeah, and a lot of the gun skins could also be like sci-fi looking.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason for a Ninja Turtle to hold a gun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'm gonna log because these skins disappear after like you can't buy them after a little bit.
Yeah.
They like come in and out of the store. So I guess I'm gonna log in just to buy that. Anyway, I don't know how I feel about Rainbow Six Siege anymore. Like the game's fine. but I want my old Rainbow Six back.
Right.
And I don't know how they can do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because people are expecting Rainbow Six Siege now because it's such a big popular game. And now this new one, Rainbow Six Siege X, which is too much. Too many words.
It's the 10th anniversary of Rainbow Six Siege. So that's probably what the X is for.
Oh, so this is still Rainbow Six Siege.
It's still Rainbow Six Siege,
I thought
but
this was a sequel.
X is like a big upgrade to it.
Okay.
They didn't really go into like specifics. It just says new ways to play, deepened tactical gameplay, and major upgrades all around. A full reveal trailer will follow in March on the 13th of March. It just says that Rainbow Six Siege is a new era for the game, one that sets the stage for the years to come.
Okay. So if you're into Rainbow Six Siege, March 13th?
March 13th.
You'll get a new update.
Yes. You'll get a trailer for what the update is going to be.
I don't think I'll be.
Right.
I want a new game, but I want it like
you want classic Rainbow Six.
So I guess they would need to make it something. Like they can't. I don't think you can do Rainbow Six again in the classic way.
No.
I think it needs to be called something different.
I don't even think you can call it Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
You would, like it would have to be like Tom Clancy's something else.
Ding Chavez Adventure.
Yeah.
Well, were there other teams in Rainbow Six?
I mean, like Rainbow Six, like that was the name of the team.
That was the team, yeah.
Yeah. There's Ghost Recon, but that became something else entirely.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what they could do.
Yeah.
Tom Clancy. Yeah. It would have to be Tom Clancy's something.
Yeah.
Rainbow 7.
Yeah.
Speaking
of Ubisoft and bad CEOs, the CEO of Ubisoft says the publisher is focusing mainly on open world action adventure games and live service games in the coming years. You know, the two things that everyone wants Ubisoft to stop doing. They're going to keep doing it. Yves Guillemot, dumbest man in video games, I tell you. Boy, I tell you.
That's I hope that Assassin's Creed does well.
Me too.
That's all I can say.
But like, I don't understand how they keep having financial troubles because they're releasing nothing but live service games and open world games. And their solution is more.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, yeah, I this is what happens when you just stare at numbers all day and you have no actual like emotion or creative input at all.
I don't understand. Like
when your job is just number go up.
Yeah.
You know? And you just try to find logical reasons to make number go up when the actual reason the number goes up is creativity and making good things.
Good game
is things that people are excited about.
Good game marketed properly is sells well. That's it. You know?
Yes. And instead they're saying, here's a game and this is how much you could spend in the game. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And we're like, no, we don't want to do that part.
Here's a game that's like so big and massive. All you'll do is spend like 100 hours collecting everything. Yeah. Isn't that great? Like, no, it's boring. It's busy work.
Tweet of the week. Nope. This is by ADHD Memes. This one says, algorithm. Notice you lingered on this pic of a frog for 14 seconds. Me. I just had a sneeze attack. Algorithm. Got some more frogs for you. Frog freak. You like that, you little frog freak.
Yeah.
That happens on Instagram. You go to like Reels and you see like a breastfeeding video and you're like, what is this? Oh, that's a breastfeeding video.
Yeah.
Then you go, hey, check this out, all my friends. It's showing me a weird breastfeeding video.
Yep.
Then it thinks that you liked that because you interacted with it, so all you get are breastfeeding videos. Doesn't anybody else have this unique and interesting problem?
Yep. Nope. I looked at like...
That was... Someone else has that problem that I know. My problem is worse. I go to Instagram Reels and almost certainly it's a racist joke. And I was sitting in bed the other day and I said, hey, watch this, Hannah. I bet you 2 out of the next 3 Reels are going to be racist jokes. And it was 7. out of 8 of the next ones. And then I just stopped. I didn't even keep counting. The one that wasn't an Edward joke was here's how to get blah 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 in Tears of the Kingdom. Just sandwiched in the middle of all of these racist jokes. So what does that say about me and also the algorithm?
Well, remember, Zuck is taking it back to old school Facebook without content moderation.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Edgy Newgrounds era.
Isn't it great? This ain't your mama's Facebook.
I hate Instagram. I hate Facebook, and I definitely hate Instagram.
I think I'm just going to delete
Instagram Reels.
I'm like this close to just deleting Instagram off my phone.
I never use it.
Because like I generally just go on it for memes and stuff and like shit to send to my friends. But like you said, it's all like junk now. Like
it's junk.
Half of it is not funny.
For a long time, my Explorer feed was actually pretty great. Like I would click on it and it would be like really cool, like handhelds and like really cool cameras and stuff. And my friends would be like, my Explorer feed's trash. Look at it. It's all like sexy girls. But mine is all like nerd shit. I'm like, I'm like proud of it. Now it's not that at all. It's all fucked again.
Blue Sky needs to hurry up with their Instagram competitor because, like, I need to get over there.
Blue Sky needs to be a little better than how it is. I want Blue Sky to succeed so bad.
Yeah,
but, it's not. I'm not like totally sold on it. I still use Twitter, and I don't want to. I don't want to be. I use it less, but still.
Take it off your phone, and you will use it. Because that's what I did, and I think clicking on the tweet of the week was the first time I used it in like weeks.
I use TikTok a lot.
Right.
I need to consciously tell myself I am sucking a lot of time into TikTok. It's just so easy to lose an hour. Anyway, we're talking to you now.
Yes. Let's start with people who left comments on last week's Wolf Den Podcast over on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Wolf Den Podcast.
Wolf Den Podcast.
Den Podcast.
We got Goth YouTube, who says, my girlfriend is an absolute bookworm, and Will is correct. Digital books are looked down upon within the community. Physical books are in. A lot of flexing pictures of your bookshelf collections on Reddits and TikToks. Those people aren't reading. They're just buying the book. Barnes and real bookworms aren't taking their time taking pictures of the books. They're
reading.
Reading the book. Barnes and Noble parking lots are always jam-packed no matter what day of the week, so physical books are here to stay. I am hearing that Barnes and Noble is back.
Yes, Barnes and Noble is back in a big time.
Yeah.
Look, as a comic book collector, I could tell you there's a big difference between buying comic books to read and buying comic books to collect.
Yes.
So, like, I understand the same thing with books.
Every book that I've ever bought is a book to put on the bookshelf.
Think about the backlog. Like 980 games. Like we have not played anywhere near that many games.
Yeah, we haven't played a majority.
So it's the same mentality, but like, you know, it's good that like at least one form of physical media is still kicking.
Yeah,
you know. Again, I was in Target. No DVDs, no Blu-rays, no nothing. So
and no eggs. Melon says, "Where's the Arkham-style Batmite game?"
If you want to get technical,
oh boy,
you could technically say that Arkham Origins Blackgate is the Batmite game because that was the portable game, and Batman's like that big in it.
He's that big. What do you mean it's the portable game?
It was the Arkham game. Yeah, for Vita and 3DS.
Yeah. Okay.
So, if you want to get technical.
Made So Well says, you are grossly underestimating how many college kids and people with roommates have and use TV trays all the time. What did we say about TV
I think
trays?
we were talking about using the Switch in tabletop mode.
Oh.
Yeah.
Roommates have and use. Yeah, but my understanding is that there's always shit on them. like I'm picturing people's coffee tables that just has fucking shit all over it, and you gotta clear it out to play Switch 2.
Well, like TV trays, like because I have TV trays at home, and like they're not out all the time.
You pick it up and
you fold it up and you just put it away. Yeah. So if you need one, you just pick one up and put it down.
Yeah. I am underestimating how many people would be willing to do that for a game.
Yeah.
Because with a Wii game or even a Switch 1 game, you just pick up the controller and you flail your arms around. You don't need another thing. And now this is another thing that you got to do. Ty says, Will, if you really liked Indiana Jones and you're debating on doing the side content, you absolutely should. A lot of the side missions don't really feel like it. Is, and really adds depth to a lot of what you do in the main story. I will say it makes the actual game time much longer. Took me around 40 hours because I'm stupid. But I had a blast 100%ing the game. Genuinely one of my favorite pieces of Indiana Jones media since the original trilogy.
It genuinely is like one of the best pieces of Indiana Jones media since the original trilogy. Probably the best since the original trilogy. Yeah, I agree with you. It is integrated into like the main game very well, and like it feels like a part of the main game. It feels like an extension of the main game rather than busy work, rather than like needless like fetch quests and like sites and like side stuff and things like that. I just, I have my list. I got Star Wars Outlaws next, and I got Ghost of Tsushima next. So like I wanna get in on that. So I don't know. I'm like on the fence here. Still on the fence. Maybe I'll renew that Game Pass subscription so I can play it in bed.
I'm considering buying it on Steam.
You should. Yeah, absolutely should.
Sonic's I'm says,
yes, you should get it on Steam. So
I know that's why I said it. That's why I said it.
Please do.
Sonic says, using Switch on a Surface for me, I use it this way on train journeys and also at work with colleagues on lunch break. It is not a regular way to play, but it does have its time and place. Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
I have done tabletop mode on a plane before.
But, yeah, same.
I did it with the Lenovo Legion for a bit. But yeah, I'm just saying, it's not something that's going to be used. That's what I'm saying. Like, there are going to be games where you're going to want to play in mouse mode.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a bit of an adoption or an adaptation for normal consumers to do.
Yeah.
DT Hayward in the chat. Now we're in the chats.
Yes.
He says he linked a tweet from Johto Shitpost. And the tweet's not the tweet of the week. It says, according to the leaks of the Switch 2, there will be a second screen as an accessory. Where is he getting this information?
And they're showing it with a mock-up of Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Yeah, I don't... Where's that leak?
I don't know.
They're just saying that.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think people just want Heart Gold and Soul Silver back. But like, that's not how Nintendo. That's not how Pokemon works.
I'm still gonna hope that the C button is the cast button, and it goes to the dock.
Right.
Maybe there is a screen accessory so that you can do this sort of dual screen on the go. The same thing you would do with the cast, but do it on the go. Maybe. But I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't know either.
Scroll down a bit, as there is one on screen. Are you talking about this? I don't know. Will, rumor, a new Tony Hawk's Pro Skater remaster might be on the way. I saw that some musical artist said that they
I did see that too, yeah. Tyshawn Jones, who was a skater in Tony Hawk's 1 and 2, that remaster said that they're working on another remaster. Maybe
Go ahead.
I was saying maybe this is them spinning up 3 and 4, which they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
After the success of 1 and 2.
I mean, why would they stop making Tony Hawk games?
Well, because you got to understand, Bob, apparently Diablo needed to be made, so they had to like change Vicarious Visions to Blizzard Albany and force them to work on Diablo for the rest of their lives. Even though they made a successful and well-received video game they could have followed up with on their own.
DT Hayward, this is very obviously a Switch in Tate mode, like a regular Switch one.
Yeah.
What are you? Why are you showing me this? Why can't the second screen just be our phones? Let the phone connect. Oh yeah, no, I like that idea a lot.
That would make Nintendo would never.
Nintendo not gonna do that.
You got to buy a proprietary bullshit device.
If it's good, proprietary bullshit's good. That's a lot to hold in your hand, though.
Yeah, that's going to be a big thing.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
C equals cursor, but I wish it was cast. Maybe. Yeah, maybe you turn it sideways and click that button. Just saying, what if we could play it just one screen, then second screen accessory, you know? No, I don't. Don't know what you mean. Nintendo did voice chat through the phone, and you saw how great that did.
Yeah.
How much everyone loved that so much. We're reading the chat.
Yeah. What do you get? What do you people got? What do you want to talk about?
I have never used the voice chat. I have used the voice chat, and I understand. I mean, I don't really understand.
Yeah, no, I don't understand.
It's just it could have very easily just been part of the console. I understand their thought process, but it was very obviously flawed the way that they thought about the issue of voice chat.
Yeah.
Every other console figured it out, and they just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
Put a mic in the fucking thing, and then you're good. Why do people want two screens so much? I don't get it. I think people are just salivating for a gimmick.
Yeah.
They want a weird Nintendo thing. And then they want to complain about the weird Nintendo thing when they get one.
It's one of those things where like they love the DS so much. They just want the DS again. But like, you know, that's not really something that you can just like instantly replicate. I also feel like, you know, it sucks because like there's a lot of great games on the DS and the 3DS that like obviously people still want to play, but like that was a very specific like play style that's really difficult to replicate on like traditional gaming hardware. So like if this is the solution, this is the solution. But
I want something new and interesting. I want something different and like weird. And I think mouse mode is enough.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, I'm happy with the way the Switch is. I just want it to be more powerful.
Yeah.
And I think mouse mode is like a perfect it's like different enough. But still familiar. Thank you, Merxer, for the Prime subscription. And also from like a half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, Adrian with the Toonie. Have you talked about Captain America Brave New World?
No, haven't seen it. Heard it's bad.
Seen it. I heard it. This happens to me all the time. I hear initial reactions before the movie comes out.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, it's awesome. And then it comes out and everybody goes, it's bad.
Yeah, I think
I get fooled every time.
This is not a Marvel thing. This is a Hollywood Studios thing. They'll let people post their social media reactions first. And those are usually like fans and non-professional critics who come out and say like, "Oh man, it's so good. I got to see this movie for free." And then like the people whose job it is to know what a good movie is and like what audiences should expect from a movie, they come out and they say like, "No, it's not that good. It's actually like this, and this." And that's where like the confusion lies in. And that's why there's such a disconnect between like audience reaction and critic reaction. Because the Hollywood studios, like they play that game. They try to separate us.
Yeah. I mean, it is, there's different perspectives. Like, people who have seen a billion movies and are looking at it in a certain way to see how it is judged based on all the other movies they've ever seen in their lives. Like, they're going to look at it. They're going to have a certain parameter they want this movie to fit into. And general public isn't necessarily going to have that same thing. Same thing with video games. Same thing with hardware reviews.
And like, I understand that, but I feel especially like it's really bad with the Marvel stuff, but this is just the way like all Hollywood, especially like the big movies are now. Like they play that game of like pitting audiences and critics against each other when like they're not always going to agree. Critics get it wrong all the time. Audiences get it wrong more of the time. There were 5 Transformers movies directed by Michael Bay, and they all did well financially. Still trying to figure that one out. But yes, but like they're supposed to work in tandem with each other, and they just don't anymore.
There was a movie that came out in China recently. I don't remember the name of it because it was in Chinese.
Yeah.
But the movie did $1 billion in like the first week. And I think I want to see that movie.
So this is not the movie you're talking about, but like this was a couple of years ago. What year did it come out? It was a movie called Wolf Warrior 2. And it was the sequel to the movie Wolf Warrior. Not about us.
I think I remember this.
It was, I think, the number 2 highest grossing movie of that year. 2017. Yeah, it was the number 2 highest grossing movie of that year. And like it did that without an American release.
Yeah.
Because it's like the Chinese box office was that big. Oh, the year The Force Awakens came out.
Yeah, I want to start watching Chinese movies.
Yeah.
You know what?
This movie's insane, by the way. Because it is like it's a 1000% Chinese propaganda and like all about the might of like the mighty Chinese military and stuff, which like look, like US, we get that shit all the time. But like it's weird to see from the other side, you know?
Yes. I mean, Captain America Brave New World. Like, is that not American propaganda?
I know.
I mean, Captain America movies. I saw this argument on Reddit the other day. Captain America movies are kind of the opposite of American propaganda because most of the Captain America movies, he is fighting the American government.
2 of them he is.
Out of how many?
3.
Yeah, but then even in the other movies that he's in, he's still like at war with his own government.
No, because of just the Captain America movies, not counting Brave New World, in the first one, like he's fighting with the American government in World War II.
Yes.
Fast forward to Winter Soldier, he like turns on his government because like they're infiltrated with Hydra, and he's like needs to weed them out. And then in Civil War, he turns on the government again because he disagrees with the Sokovia Accords. In the Avengers movies, 1 and 2, he's an Avenger. He's working with the team.
Mm-hmm.
In Infinity War, he's still on the run. So that's the fallout from Civil War. And then in Endgame, like things are a mess. So like it doesn't really matter like what team he's on.
Yeah. So he's only working with the government in the first Captain America movie
and the first 2 Avengers movies.
Sure, but still, in the Captain America movies, he is more often fighting against the American government.
Right.
That's my point. And in this one, I'm pretty sure it's the same.
There's a really great article on Hollywood Reporter about how the expectations for Sam Wilson's Captain America are unfair because we did not have these expectations. Steve Rogers Captain America.
We also had a lot of buildup, and we don't have that buildup anymore. They're introducing plot lines and completely.
Well, no, the problem is they introduced this plot line of Sam Wilson becoming Captain America on a TV show on a streaming service that not everybody has.
Yeah.
So like that was the problem with Multiverse of Madness, because like Wanda's heel turn was in WandaVision on a streaming service you didn't have. The Marvels, 2 of those characters were introduced on Disney Plus shows, and they're the main characters of a movie. So like the whole integration between like the television and the movies just clearly did not work, and Marvel is still trying to make fetch happen with that.
Yeah, well, people really want the shows to be in the movies, but I don't.
People
like I don't want to watch the show.
People thought they wanted that until they got it, and they realized what that meant.
Yeah, that meant not just the show that you liked. It meant all of the shows.
Yes. It was bad enough you had to watch all the movies, even the ones you don't like.
People just want Daredevil and Punisher in it. That's it.
I mean, we're getting Daredevil soon.
Yeah.
That I'm actually.
They didn't know that they were also signing up for the Hulk and or She-Hulk and all that other bullshit. Yeah. The Chinese movie that made like an insane amount is Neza 2.
Okay. It's always sequels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. First non-English film to reach $1 billion at the box office. But I think that was like immediately. Highest grossing animated film, surpassing Inside Out 2. also become the first non-American animated film in history to reach this achievement, the highest-grossing film in China and the highest-grossing non-English language film.
Mm-hmm.
On its 11th day, it became the highest-grossing film in a single box office territory, surpassing $936 million grossed by the Star Wars Force Awakens. So it made around $1 billion after 11 days. All right. We got nothing else to rant about, right?
No, I don't think so.
Will, have you watched the new animated Spider-Man TV show?
No, I've heard it's good. The actor said it's not annoying and woke, so that's a plus. We don't want that in our lives anyway. Spider-Man famously
they changed the race of like a bunch of characters.
Yeah.
So,
but it's not.
What is woke then? If that's not.
You just don't get it.
I will never get it.
Because you put glasses on, so now you're woke.
Yes. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for chatting with us. As always, the WULFF DEN Podcast is every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on twitch.tv/WULFFDEN and youtube.com/WULFFDEN Podcast. If you can't make the show for any reason at all, we always put the archive version up over on youtube.com/WULFFDEN Podcast. So you can go and check us out over there on demand. Whenever you want. But if you prefer to listen to us rather than watch us, you can do that as well, because we're also an audio podcast on any and every podcast service, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, Audible.com, Pocket Cast. The list goes on. But no matter where you get the show from, folks, please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us, because that helps us with placement on all of those respective platforms.
Guys, thanks for being here. I'll be live on Thursday, probably. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might play with a vape that plays Game Boy games. I'm trying to get my Lenovo Legion Go S video out on Thursday as well. I was supposed to film that today, and I didn't. I might film it later. I might not. So it's not that good. A Lenovo Legion Go S.
Oh, boy.
It's a lot of money, and it doesn't even play games that good. But it feels nice. It's got some good things about it. Go say hello to AJ, and I'll see you on Thursday and next week. And also buy some merch, please. I'm hemorrhaging money. Goodbye.
Bye.